What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions. I'm sorry for that pause. It looks like I've been live for about 10 seconds, but I'm using the OBS software, so I hope it's a little bit more clear and that you guys could actually see me. I do have your guys' questions popping up right on the side. So we have, I'm sorry, what's going on? I hope you guys are all having an amazing day. First of all, I want to thank the members that are part of Technical Solutions for taking time out of your day and joining us. If you guys aren't a part of Technical Solutions already, the link is going to be down in the description. You guys can feel free to join if you guys see value in it. If you don't, then you definitely don't have to. So Anthony Aras is saying Pickle Rick. Yeah, so you can call me that if that's what you want. But I just want to congratulate you guys on this amazing week that we've seen together as a group. I feel like I've been trying to get a little bit more involved, not by calling out stocks, but by actually working with our members on a one-to-one basis, and actually breaking down stocks and actually identifying potential and helping them. You know, the biggest thing is like anyone can call out stocks, anyone can put out alerts, and anyone can tell you what to trade, when to buy, and when to sell. The biggest thing that we're trying to do within our group is to really educate you on how to do that and figure that out yourself. And I think that we've really been able to see that within the past 1 to 2 weeks because we've seen exponential growth within our week, within our trading altogether. I just want to thank you guys for everything else that you guys do. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram already, the link is in the description. I posted where it says Ricky Gutierrez on that Instagram. I posted and I shouted out a couple of our traders. Some traders made over 60% profit, and that's one of the biggest things that we're trying to focus on consistent growth and making sure that they see value in what they're investing in. But we're going to stop talking about trading and we're going to get right to the stuff. So let's talk about how many different sources of income I have. I don't know how many times I've gotten this question, and the biggest thing is, and I hope that this doesn't come off in a negative way or anything like that. But when people ask me like, "Hey Ricky, how much do you make?" or I first made my video talking about how much I made. I gave you guys a rough estimate and stuff like that. I don't make that all with trading, and I've made that very clear. In that video, I talked about me having different sources of income, and a lot of people now view me as more of as an entrepreneur rather than just a day trader. And I'm definitely okay with that because I think that's truly what it is that I am. But I've used the concepts that I've been that I learned from the market, which I then later implemented into different markets that led to my success. It's being able to identify margins of profit, being able to take advantage of opportunity when it presents itself, and having a plan and working towards it. With that very simple understanding, I'm going to break down the different sources of income that I have. These are the ones that came off on the top of my head. I was going to list every single business that I have and every single business that I'm partnered up with, but I don't really want to get into detail about the whole mechanics. I want you guys to understand that one of the most important things when having different sources of income, something that I like to encourage, is to have a really strong foundation, which then you can build off of. And I know that this isn't probably what you guys want to hear, but if I've had any conversations with you guys and you guys ever ask me, "Hey Ricky, I have $100, $200 to my name, should I invest in the stock market?" I right away say no. The reason why I say no is because you need money to make money, and that's the easiest way that I can put it. To not, like, I don't want that to be like looked at as a negative thing. I want you guys to understand, and I want to be as transparent as I can when it comes down to you need to have a stable source of income, or I would encourage you to have a stable source of income, so therefore you can build the proper foundation for yourself and what it is that you need. And then with that, you can start building off your big piece of pie. You can start building little sources of income, which then can grow to something much greater. So I'm going to be answering your guys' questions. I'm going to go down my list. It's going to be very simple and a very quick breakdown just to give you guys an understanding. Again, this video is just to talk to you guys about different markets that I invest in, and I will be going into detail about some companies that I am partnered up with because you guys wouldn't even guess them and who it is that they are. Some of them are pretty small, but again, I'm just on some of them I'm just a venture capitalist, and some of them I'm actually an actual partner, which I assist with. So pretty much just wanted to talk to you guys about it. But before I go into detail about this, I just want you guys to know that having a stable job there's nothing wrong with that, and having a good chunk of change to build off of is probably one of the biggest areas of encouragement that I can have for anyone. And I just don't want to mislead you guys or guide you guys in the right direction, because I know I'm young. I have a series of multiple investment properties. I have cars, and I don't want to be like, "Hey, look, I made this all with day trading, be part of my group and you can do the same thing." It's not like that. And if you guys know anything about me or what it is that I do, I try to be as transparent as I can when telling you guys that I've worked for a very long period of time from a very early age, and I work about 15 to 18 hours. And I'm actually supposed to be having dinner right now with the Bo Bros. They have over like 400,000 subscribers at Buffalo Wild Wings. I told them that I was going to stop by at the house very quickly just to grab some clothes, but I felt like I owed you guys at least the second video. But that's really just it. So let me go ahead and just get right into the details. So one of the first sources of income that I have is my stable job. So my stable job really built the foundation for me, especially because I started at the age of 18. If you guys can find any stable job, especially commission-based jobs, which is the field that I went into, it allowed me at least build a foundation of about $45,000, which then I was able later to grow. Just think about it. If you're 18 years old, or even if you can get this job at 17 and make anywhere from $45,000 to $60,000, you can be making what you're bringing in and what you're taking home and what you can be putting into your bank account because you have such little expenses at a very early age. At least that's the normal case. You're most likely able to save a majority of that money. Therefore, if you start saving from age 18 to age 21, buying your dream car outright or having enough money to put a down payment for a property isn't far-fetched. And that's one of the biggest areas of opportunity that I can have or hope for people is that they get started at an early age and that they build off of that. So again, my first thing that I'm going to talk about is my stable job. The second thing, like you guys know me most likely for, is trading. You guys can see my trades every single day. I obviously have been taking a lot of time off of trading just because I don't day trade as often. I take a little bit more heavy positions when it comes down to my swing trades, but it's a sacrifice that I'm doing to better benefit the group. And I think that you guys can see that. And I feel like the return that this group is seeing altogether, the growth that we're seeing all together as a group, I think overseas kind of like the cutback in my profits that I'm making for my day trading. Oh no, we got Jeremy's calling me. All right, I'm gonna hurry up very quickly. My second thing that I have, and I did split these up, is my rentals. So I have a total of 3 rental properties that I'm actually renting out, and then my 4th property is one that I'm flipping. And that gets into detail about flipping. I split those up because I don't feel like rental properties, I plan to keep those for a longer period of time. And then there's one property that I actually just purchased that I plan to resell. There's about a $30,000 to $40,000 profit margin, and that's the whole idea within that. Now building off of another one, reselling. So by reselling I mean we buy and resell vehicles, and we also buy and resell motorcycles. I am partnered with a dealership in that perspective. Therefore, I can exceed the 6 car limit or the 6 vehicle limit within my state. And I've talked to you guys numerous times on how I get over that. So the other thing is YouTube and calls. YouTube is a very small source of income of what it is that I do, and I think with the time that I put out there and the content that I put out there and the calls, it's a very small kind of chunk of change of what it is that I am collecting. But again, it is a source of income, and I want to make sure that I clear that up for you guys. Now, the next one is partnerships. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about my partnerships. I have over 5 partnerships altogether. They're pretty much just businesses that I invest in that I'm not completely hands-on, as I am not the CEO of these actual businesses, but I'm an investor, and I have some decision or some say on these individual partnerships that I have with these individuals. For example, I partnered up with an individual that has an entertainment company in San Francisco, California, and they throw certain events from time to time, and I get a cut of whatever it is that they make. That's just to give you an example of a partnership that I have. I bet you guys would have never guessed that because I'm not someone that goes out. But again, I identified a margin of profit. I took advantage of an opportunity when it presented itself. And I do want to let you guys know that 3 out of the 5 partnerships that I have are actually from members of TechButt Solutions and who directly reached out to me, and I personally decided to invest in their ideas and their ventures. So pretty much just wanted to break that down for you guys as well. The last one is venture capitalist and sole investor. This is something that I am not affiliated in any way. I simply invest in their business, and I have no say in what it is that they really do. I just receive a certain percentage of return every single month or every single quarter, depending on how we have our business plan set up. But that's really just it for the. That's why I split it up between venture capitalists and partnerships. I invest in one of these is a member from TechButts, and all I do is I give the individual or invest a certain amount of money with this individual, and I receive a certain return on a monthly basis. So it's a percentage return based on our net profits. Then one of the last ones that I do is TechButts. TechButts, which is going to be the 9th one. So That's really just it. So TechBuds, what I mean by that is TechBuds is the actual platform. So our Discord group chat, our Facebook group does not generate any money. But when it comes down to the calls, that's why I put it. And when it comes down, I'm sorry, not the calls. When it comes down to the apparel, I partnered up with Sergio, who's an individual that I started mentoring at not a very early age, but when he was 18 or 19. He's 20 now, and we're on track for him that by age 21, he's on track to buy his first investment property. He has a nice car, and he's very young, very motivated, and he loves apparel. Obviously, I'm not the most fashionable guy, therefore I did not even want to start an apparel company, but Sergio's very passionate about it. Therefore, I gave him the option of partnering up with him with the TechBuds Apparel. He owns a part of TechBuds Apparel. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say that, but that's pretty much it. So therefore, these are the series of partnerships. So just to break them down and recap very quickly, I have a stable job that really provided me with the proper foundation that I was able to build off of to invest in any of these different marketplaces, because you need money to make money. And that's with that simple understanding, it's much easier for me to take advantage of opportunity by having these multiple sources of income. The second one is trading, right? So we day trade and swing trade. A majority of my trades right now are trading. Rentals, as in my investment properties that I have out there, I rent out each room individually to individual members that are either part of TechBuds Solutions or students here in the Arizona area. And then my fourth one is flipping homes. This is something that I just got into this year. So we have a $30,000 to $40,000 profit margin depending on the expenses that I have to incur during that flipping. We have the reselling, the buying and reselling of cars. That's a pretty good chunk of change that I can collect from there on a monthly basis. YouTube and calls, stuff that has to be, that has to do directly with YouTube and people that come to me through YouTube. The partnerships that I have established, so different businesses that I'm partnered with and part owner of. And then venture capitalists, as in I'm just an investor in their business. I have no say in what it is that they do. I just receive a certain compensation per month or per quarter on this as well. And then the TechBuds TechBuds Apparel and Entity. So there's a series of different things that we do on the side, and that's really just it. So for all those that are asking, what is my normal job? I am going to disclose that in the next month. I will disclose that on what my normal job is. I think you guys will be so surprised on what it is that I was doing that made me anywhere from $50,000 at $45,000 at the low end when I first started to upwards of $65,000 to $70,000 depending on how well I did that year. But overall, it's nothing crazy. I want you guys to understand that what it is that I do is something that each and every one of you guys, any capable human being, can do. It's a commission-based job, so I hope you guys understand that. And that's really just it. So the biggest things, me talking about my different sources of income, I want you guys to understand that the reason that I'm talking about it is just to give you guys understanding that, with my McLaren and with the multiple investment properties that I own and all the different ventures that I'm invested in, it was only made possible because I started with a small idea. I built off of my stable income. I work a lot harder than everyone else, and I work a lot more. So if you're looking for something that's extremely passive and that doesn't dedicate a lot of time, then this probably is not the approach that you want to take. But if you want to hustle and you want to, are able to grind on the day-to-day, then therefore, having multiple sources of income and being able to create, different things. If they pay you, $2,000 a month, some pay you $5,000 a month. Not any one of my actual sources of income, like monthly, pay me $10,000 every single month. Not one. So not one pays me over, and I'm completely okay with disclosing that. But altogether, breaking each and every single one down, when it comes down to gross on what I bring per year, it's enough for me to be able to do what it is that I'm doing freely without having to worry about and being able to freely invest in what it is that I see value in. And that's the type of lifestyle that I pretty much want you guys to understand. Focus and invest in what you see value in, but understand how important it is to have the proper foundation that you can build off of. With that simple understanding, surround yourself with people that motivate you and that are continuously looking at new and creative ways on how to make money. That's why I think TechBuds Solutions can be an amazing approach that you guys can be a part of. It's free. It's a way for you guys to network with myself and the 48,000 members that we have as a part of our group. And then for those that are interested, thinking about getting into day trading, thinking about just looking into like a mentorship type of program. Like I told you guys, this Sunday, I'm going to be launching the lesson library, which is going to be a pretty much like a breakdown, which is a video lesson on more structured content towards day trading and swing trading and my approach and what has led to my success. and I'm offering the mentorship program for the first 300 people that sign up. We do have a couple partnerships. I'm a partner with a marketing company in California. Therefore, we do have altogether, we have about 4,000 people that are interested in this overall like lesson library. We're going to take the first 300 people, and I want personally, I'm capping it out at 300 just because I can't manage, helping out anymore at that exact. Does that make sense? When it comes down to more than 300 people and me doing it individually, it's like the impact that I'm going to have on these individual people are just not going to be as great. So I hope you guys understand that and understand why it is that I'm going to be doing that. So one of the biggest things, and I hope that this is okay with me disclosing to you, one of the biggest things that I'm trying to focus on right now is the platform of TechBot Solutions. I want that to be, my big piece of pie, and I want that to be one of the biggest things that I focus on in the future. TechBot will always offer a free option. The TechBot Solutions website is completely separate from this video lesson library, but TechBot Solutions will always offer an advanced platform that allows people to network and be exposed to new opportunities on a non-manipulative platform that is free and accessible for everyone. I can promise you guys that, just that it takes a lot of money for these actual websites to be created, especially if you're developing it from the ground up. So I have an amazing group of developers that I'm working with side by side, and that's probably one of the biggest things. I think you guys don't see that in the front end because I don't necessarily always talk about what I'm doing on the back, but what we plan on doing is continuing to create applications and software that makes it that much more effective and efficient for us to communicate with one another, especially when it comes down to different forms of investment. And that's what I'm telling you guys, that's going to be the biggest thing that I love investing in real estate. It's very profitable. I love trading. Obviously, it allows me to live a certain lifestyle that I can make money from anywhere as long as I have the proper mindset. And I love doing these different ventures because it just motivates me. It's what I enjoy to do. One of the biggest things that I love to do is, being able to make it easier for people to communicate with one another, and that has to do with the software. So I'd like to see myself more focusing on that, concept, and actually working with people firsthand. And that's why I'm super excited for the mentorship and all that it has to offer. So thank you again for everything it is that you guys do. So yeah, so we have a member asking, okay. So we have a couple of people asking oh, how much is it? They've asked me before, how much is it that I spend a month? I probably live more frugally than any of you guys that are watching right now. With everything it is that I make, I try to spend anything less with my personal expenses, less than $1,000 a month. You can see my clothes. I wear almost the same thing every day. When it comes down to I change my t-shirts. I have a bunch of them, but I'm not into fashion. My cars are all forms of investment. Everything it is that I do is I don't spend a lot of money. I'm not very flashy, other than my cars, right? Just because I treat them as forms of investments, and I love cars, and I make money off of them. That's the whole idea. So, except for the Corvette, right? So, I took a loss on that one after he didn't pay me. But yeah, so that's really just it. So I hope that this video can give you a little bit more insight that you don't need to be, I'm not any smarter than you. I feel like I work a little bit harder than the average person. And that's really just it. I'm willing to work hard, and I'm willing to do all the dog work that is needed for me to see any form of success. And I built my foundation that allowed me to take advantage of all these different opportunities. And I hope that I can have the same impact on the hundreds of people that I plan to mentor within the lesson library. So if you guys want to be a part of it, again, it is the first link in the description. It's the TechBot Solutions website. Simply put in your email, click enter, and it should say success. But that's really just it. Sign up there, and we'll be sending out a email list once the lesson library is up, which will allow the first 300 people to sign up for that first one-to-one mentorship. And if you guys are interested in any way, even if you're interested in trading or just want access to the mentorship, then I would just recommend for you guys to at least sign up. Again, it doesn't cost you anything to put in your email, and I'll keep you guys up to date on everything it is that I am personally doing. And I don't really like making these videos anymore because I don't want people to think that it's a direct correlation of what it is that I do right now, and I make this all of because I'm known as simply just a day trader. I want you guys to know that I'm more than open to talk about me being a day trader, but me also being an entrepreneur. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I hope that it only motivates you guys more to work harder and to find different sources of income, but understand the principle that, you need to have your foundation that you can build off of to do it, the correct way, at least in my experience. Again, my approach is not the only way, and I'm sure there's thousands of other ways that you guys can be where I am today at a young age. So thank you guys. Okay, so you guys are asking for how is it that you can sign up for the mentorship. You guys can simply click on the first link, and by clicking on the first link, it directs you to the TechBuild Solutions website. Then you can just put in your email, and then we'll reach out to you from there. So that is really just it. Thank you guys again for everything it is that you guys do. Continue working hard, continue following your dreams, and like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team. How do I end this?